Hello, Karen here from Soulful and Wild. Just a little chat about our year ahead for 2024. We have the Strength card, and why I'm saying that is I've added 2024 and it comes to number 8. So we're using numerology and marrying it up with the tarot to determine the energy that's going to flow, significant energy that's going to flow through this year for us all collectively across the planet. Now, this is from the Tarot deck. This is my own tarot deck. Isn't he beautiful, this lion? Now, many of you will be familiar with the Smith-Waite deck that shows the feminine, the maiden, with the lion. And in that imagery, which is magic, let's be real, it actually shows us a word picture, not a word picture, an actual picture. It gives words to me when I look at the picture, let me put it that way. So it shows us what's actually happening with this energy, where this softer feminine energy is able to bring the beast, shall we say, under control. Now, so this is a big deal. This is a big deal for us this year, because what that tells me, and I was getting this intuitively before I logically thought about it, and I've been seeing this moving in over the last couple of months, actually, with people that I've been reading for. And the guts of it is that across the board, people's intuitive knowingness, their psychic ability, perhaps might be the better term, is coming to the fore. So every one of us is psychic. We all have that, just in the same way that we have muscles. Some of us exercise those muscles and build them, some don't. But when work is happening, all of our muscles build, even if we're not going to the gym and pumping iron, right? So this year, our psychic knowingness, our capacity to know things without having them spelt out in black and white, is developing. So it's always there for us, but it's actually like it's coming up to the surface. And people have been noticing that over the last couple of months. It's been coming for a while, but this year, that's what it's really all about. So our intuitive capacity, our ability to know and to see what is not physically seen, is coming to the fore. Now, that's going to be interesting and probably a little bit disturbing for some people. It might raise questions for others, but across the board, it's going to be a good thing, because it's time. It's time for us to tune into and to be aware that this world that we live in, it's not a 3D world. There's so much that's going on. Many of you will be more than well aware of the fact that time is not linear. Reality is not a flat pack. Reality is happening on various levels at many moments in time, all at the same time. Kind of a fun concept for some people's heads to get wrapped around, but I think that a lot of people are starting to get a handle on that. So I'm talking about that because these are the sorts of things that people will not necessarily consciously get evidence of, but they start to get a sense of, a knowingness of, as strength flows through the year. So we're being upped, I suppose, this year. And as a part of that, throughout 2024, we... how do I say? I don't know how to say that. Yeah, I do. So throughout 2024, one of the things that's going to be going on is acceptance of what is is going to be a thing. So we all get cross when things don't go the way we would like them to go, when they're not how we would expect or what we want. But throughout this year, we're going to come to terms, or we're going to have the opportunity, perhaps, to come to terms with the fact that things are what they are. Bit Ned Kelly-ish of me to say that, perhaps. This is one of the things. I think it's many events in our individual lives will offer us that opportunity. And on a collective level, on a global level, we will probably have events occurring, information becoming available to us that forces us perhaps to actually see what is, and then we'll need to process it. And we have to step up ourselves in order to be able to process that and retain balance. And this is a key thing for 2024. So there's a big up-leveling. And one of the key words for the Strength card is courage. And we are going to have to be courageous and develop our resilience and be strong to handle change, to handle information that's going to come through. There's a lot of things that I know I myself, I don't pay attention to. I don't look into some things because it's going to be too much for me. It can destabilize me if I go down rabbit holes and things like that. So I'll often just do what I can deal with, or deal with what I can do, But I think that all of us are going to be challenged in this area this year. So across the board, there's going to be a development and ultimately a mastery of skills that we perhaps didn't know that we had. And I'd say that mid-year, the sense that I get is that mid-year, there's going to be a major shift that prompts people to choose something, a side, a point of view, a position. And I feel like that there's pressure is building to that midpoint in the year. And I think that we will collectively hold that and perhaps even struggle with it a bit for a couple of months. So it may be around the August time frame. So if you're here in Australia, it'll be in the depths of winter that, there's actually the pivot, there's the change. I don't know yet what that is. It's a sense. It may be political. There could be many things, but I mean, we all know that nothing is separate. Everything's connected, right? Everything's connected. So it doesn't really matter in which arena it shows up. It's all under one umbrella, yeah. So a big year, basically. I will be using my Strength Tarot oil. I don't know if you've ever come across the tarot oils. They're quite yummy. They come in little bottles like this. There was one for each of the tarot cards, major arcana cards. So the Strength Tarot oil, it does have essential oils in it. And it's interesting, it's got lemon, which is all about clarity and clearing the mind, clearing the space, bringing people together. It has that energy. The spruce, that's interesting. I'll just refer here to my little book here. Spruce for regulating the flow. So it's going to help us to bring information through, and it'll help us to transmute the knowledge and the energy so that we are able to accept it. Yeah. And, it works on the ajna center and the crown center as well. So that's going to be, so that's a lovely oil. And lavender, of course, is the third one. Now, lavender, people think it's an everyday, ordinary essential oil plant because it grows like a weed, for a lot of people. But it's like the crocodile pose in yoga. It looks like you're doing nothing, but there's major stuff going on. And that's how lavender works. It is what's known as an adaptogen. And so where more energy is needed, the energy flow will be enhanced. Where we need to do a reduction, things will be slowed down. And lavender brings everything into balance. And balance is key. We must keep our balance throughout 2024 individually and collectively in our communities, in our groups, and we'll be challenged to do that. That's part of what the year's about, is about being challenged and moving through those challenges. We're not always going to get it right. It's not always going to be shiny and we're not going to always look good. But it's the process of moving through, right? So, I was talking about the oils in the Strength Tarot oil. So these tarot oils, the Strength Tarot oil, can be used on a daily basis like a fragrance, or you can pop it on a chakra, or just put a drop in your palms, rub them together, and then sort of move that through your personal space or your aura. And what it does is it strengthens your connection to the archetype. It helps you to actually work with the archetype and smooth out the bumps on the road. So I'll be using mine on a daily basis throughout the year, just to help me stay balanced as things shift and change. Now, this is not just a matter of 3 oils chucked into a carrier oil. It's not that at all. There's been a lot of magical work done with these, singing over and, the use of esoteric symbols and things like that. So they're quite special. They're very special, actually. So, and look, if you want to get if you want one, of course, you can get them on my website, but, this is not a plug, it's just a thing. There are other ways to keep your balance. So think about who you are, what you like to do. Do implement some practice, whether it's, you walk every morning for 20 minutes, or you work out a couple of times a week, or you meditate, whatever it is that you do that brings you into balance, implement that, use it, because that's key this year. We want to focus on our health, because when we are physically strong, when we are physically well, getting enough sleep and things like that, we can deal with shifts and changes much better. So I hope that's not too general for you, but I don't want to put down anything too specific, because each one of us is going to move through this year and interact with the energy of strength in a very unique way, because we all are here doing different things. We are all here with our own mission, you know what I mean? So how you do that is unique to you, but do be aware that the strength energy is with us. That's what we're working with this year together. So be strong, be courageous, face whatever it is that you have to face your stuff, work on your own personal balance, and do that in whatever way you need to make yourself be steady, because together, collectively, we can maintain a really good balance in our world when each one of us moves into a greater state of balance within the self, because everything's connected. It's like, if you get one cell in the body that goes awry, then others will align with that, and before you know it, we have a disease condition. So if we can all individually keep ourselves balanced, healthy, happy, clear, and working to our own individual mission, then that's going to impact and make it easy for everyone else around us to do the same. So be strong, be courageous, and stay the distance. It's going to be a good year. At the end of the year, you'll look back and you'll see the growth that you've had. You will actually go up the rung, yourself. So that's a great thing. It's going to be a big journey, but a good one, I think. A good one. All the best. I'll see you on the other side.